This is just AMZN for Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. This is a look at the daily to see what we actually did, the kind of candle we made today. And what this reminds me of, a high wave candle and then an inside candle, reminds me of this high wave candle and this inside candle back here. What's interesting about this is we actually put in a lower low from here to here, just like we did from here to here. But we did this one a lot faster. We actually made a new all-time high twice. I mean, this candle, then this candle. Or no, wait, was that higher? 1858.88, 1860, yeah. Oh yeah, and that's where that pivot came from. We were playing with today, 1863.84. So a higher high here than this high here. We kind of made a inverted triangle, an opening triangle here. And we've made some lower highs, but we did this move up, pull back, up a little more, pull back a whole lot faster than we did this one that had an extra couple of swings down in it, and then up and back down. So I mean, it's not the same. I'm just saying it's more like a fractal comparison. It's, you know, different sizes, different time frames, but some of the movement, the waves are there, and then the two candles are there. This one was still bouncing off of the 21 exponential. This one's actually rejecting the 5 exponential. So we're in a completely different place. We actually had the 21 exponential go sideways through here and go up a little bit more and then come back down. And this one barely went sideways through here, just a little bit, and then just continued on up, you know, this upswing. We're clearly in the downswing on the 21, which we have not had for a while. I mean, almost here, but pretty much sideways here. To see the last time we actually went down some on the 21 was, I think, back here. Tiny bit here because of that quick pullback, but mainly here. And we had a pretty steady uptrend. We didn't have any sort of sideways action. This is just a pause in the upward trend. We had some sideways through here, but still angling up. Let's see what else we got in here. That pull back down. We were sideways. We were sideways in here, actually came down slightly and then picked back up until we got here. And then we turned down and went sideways to down for a little while from here until we gapped up. And we've been pretty much up ever since, except this time frame earlier this year. So this time frame here was October of last year. So I'm just thinking through, you know, if we have a little bit of a downswing, you know, it's pulling back a little more, rejecting the 21. Is that going on? Didn't quite get back up there. Kind of got into it here, 927. So I'm just comparing the dates to see what was going on. So into October, yeah, we're starting to recover a little bit, get back above the 21. But anyway, let's fast forward again to where we're at today. We're right here. So inside candle today. The inside candle actually looked like it was breaking down again from this triangle, breaking down, retesting, and we just roll over. We didn't do that. We actually got bought up, bounced around between these two lines for a little bit. Looked like we were going to form a triangle. I really wanted this triangle to continue a whole lot longer, another half hour, hour sideways, and then break out. And instead, we broke out early, pulled back into, you know, some lower highs here, some higher lows, almost to what you could consider a pivot. You know, if you, not a pivot, I'm sorry, a point in the triangle, and that's where we made a pivot. Then we bounced off this line looking like, okay, we're bullish. You know, we've had a nice breakdown or rest, you know, from yesterday's indecision. Now we're going to go higher. It's going to happen. And so this was kind of the breakout. People were getting in here. This was looking like a small triangle to continue higher, at least up to the high of the day. And instead that pulled back again, which is okay. I mean, it can do that. So right in here, we're pulling back a little bit and we're going sideways for the next 20 minutes in here. This is a clear red flag. We need to get above this high right here. The open and the high were just 11 cents apart, 1887.97. We couldn't get above it. Let's see, did we here? Yeah, 1888, get above it there. Okay. So 3 cents higher on that candle. But for 20 minutes, you had 20 minutes to tighten up a stop, tighten up a stop again, really reset your expectations. Like this really needs to go higher if we're going to continue on up. What happens? Not only does it move bearish, it actually gaps from the closing price right here down here, clearing that low. This is a 5-minute bearish gap and go on the 5-minute. So some indecision on this candle. Looks like it's going to continue. Can't get anything going. Then it gaps down. So this is your first signal. We had this triangle that broke down. Okay, we're sideways. We'll maybe not let that count. We're sideways. This should continue on up. It gaps down. I mean, this is 2 signals. It's actually a triangle that gaps out of it and goes bearish. Quickly breaks down below this line. Can barely get above it right here. Retesting the breakdown of that triangle. Rolls over, retests again, and rolls over all the way back down into our 1863, 82, 84 price. And then just chops on there for a little while. I mean, it makes another triangle here that sort of looks like it's breaking out and then comes right back into the lows. And so this just becomes relative lows the rest of the day and can barely even get back up to the midpoint between these 2 lines. Yeah, the only real play I saw here was trying to take a breakout, like a retest, not the breakout, sorry, the retest of the breakout. That, maybe you trailed out of that for a small gain. Maybe you just got stopped out when it came back down here and the option you're in, or if you're in shares, if you bought somehow down here, I mean, you would have had to hold through all this and then get stopped out down here. But hopefully your stop was tighter, you trailed out for a little bit or lost just a very little bit. But then this gap down, that trading that bearish could have worked. But then it just went sideways. Half the day was just sideways. Like literally from noon on, it barely moved compared to what it's usually been doing. The range on the day here was $44, which isn't small by any means. It just didn't really give a good level to break down from unless you were looking at this 5 exponential. So the 5 exponential today, obviously after today's close, it locks in the price of 1896.21. But at some point today, it was lower because we were actually priced lower, came back up to this price, and I'm not sure if it actually touched the 5 exponential during the day, like the day's representation of it, based on the live price of the market, or if it actually never touched it until we actually closed way down here, and that's what pulled the 5 right back down. It didn't get back up to the price that it had gotten to yesterday. It did get into it today. But these are moving averages. They form as the price, as you're getting the price in the day. So I believe, unless I'm making that up, but I thought this actual price changes. I'll just have to do a live video sometime and see if that's fluctuating, but that's usually what I'm seeing. Anyway, so these 5 candles, the closing price here help pull this closing price down from way up here. These 5 candles would not have made your closing price on this day this low. It includes this closing price here to make it that low right there. So anyway, that's what the math is telling me. I like the math behind this. Anyway, the $44 range isn't horrible. It just it has some really large candles and just didn't do something off of one of our lines. Some of the days recently we've had interactions between 3 lines or 2 that are wider, and it clearly rejects this. This one, it just chopped around on this line, chopped around on this line, couldn't get anything going based on these lines. But what I did notice, zoomed out looking at this, speaking of zoom, I was going to try, see if I could draw something. Can I draw here? So bear with me. Hey, that's cool. Okay, I was seeing this and that. Kind of zooming out. Can I grab this? Select, or no, hey, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna have to try this some more. There you go. That's catching, prices in here. Alternatively, you could just grab these you know, these here, and it gets a little bit above, looking like it's going to break out, which everyone was, all the bears think it's going to, but you know, kind of zooming out, bigger pic. Oops, undo. Nice. Oh man, we're gonna have some more fun with this. And come way back up here and say, hey, you know, we were, all right, now it's not where I want it. Nope. Nope. Why isn't it? I want that to move. No. All right, I'm gonna have to play around with this some more. Why do I feel like I'm gonna get it? Wait, there we go. No. All right, I'm really sorry. What I was trying to do, I'm gonna do it like this. No, I'm just gonna have to draw something new. All right, let me back up. No, I get back to the chart. There we go. All right, there's the chart. So I'm gonna draw again, coming from way up here, or let's try this one because that's a whole lot cleaner. We were sort of following this downtrend, sort of like that. So today, the low, not the low of the open, but the low midday actually bounced off of that. Now, this doesn't mean we're broken out bullish. This means we're going sideways after a downtrend, which is pretty easy to see after. I mean, you could do this after these 2 days, 3 days, sorry, even just 2. Say, hey, you know, I've got these 2 days. If I draw a line between them and then I extend that line, I'm just going to short it there. You could trade like that. Or I'm just going to do it again the next day. I'm going to short it. Yeah, that would have worked. Or I'm going to short it the next day. Well, maybe that one stopped you out. But hey, it worked 2 days. You got probably a few R's out of this, probably a few more out of this. If you got stopped on this one for an R, you're good. I mean, you're still way up. So anyway, all right, I'm just having fun drawing now. So we're going to be doing some more of this drawing. And yeah, but I would like that trend line. Look at that. Look at that slope on there. It's just so clean coming back into this level. Even this price coming back into it. Broke through it today and then came back and retested. That's really cool. So, all right. Now, how do I get out of this? Mouse, close it. Hey, cool. All right. I don't know if you could see the toolbar at all. But anyway, that's something that I'm excited to try. Looking at options, there wasn't really good entry with small candles. Even the high wave here was a few dollars. If you go out another strike, and these are calls obviously we're looking at. If you got another strike, a little more opportunity, but still it moved pretty quickly. Maybe something here buying off of, what is this, 1010? What price was it at 1010? What was it interacting? 1010 was this one. Could have been buying there. I mean, if you're seeing this as a triangle, a breakout, retest, you're that patient, and then you're in, you could have made some money on that, or you could have been trailing your stop or something through here. So let's say you bought on the next candle after 1010. Let's say you wait for that to form, for that to bounce, you got in after it. So 1010 and then 1015, you're already above $9. So that's more than $100 risk. And then that moved up to 11, but I mean, if your risk wasn't there, then you may have missed it. It's possible that these are just the prices that printed, and there should be other prices in between that you could have been filled at. So you could have been filled maybe at 850 by 750, but it's a whole lot cleaner to see the actual candle range to know if you actually could have gotten in at a price like that. And that's always, you know, trusting your worker to fill it. These are the 1850 puts. We came down between 11 and 10. Yeah, about 11 and 10 through here. I had a lot of buyers right there buying at a low price of 10, right at 950. And that moved down higher. So it was 950 buying the puts. Yeah, so that was going on up here. No, right here. That was going on up here, selling up there. And quickly back down, retested, rolled over, and came way back down again here. So with the option, you see some of that, you know, quick move, pull back, quick move. even further, and this doesn't even quite get into the high of the day, but it does actually get in pretty close to a pivot here. But that's 23. Let's say somehow you were able to get in off that, knowing or thinking this is going to retest, and this is looking so bearish or so bullish. A flag here, continuation, starts to form a bearish candle. Okay, that does break down. Let's get in bearish these, but those were sort of promising, but they're also, got some upper wicks to say there's still a lot of selling right here, and then you have this happen with more selling. But let's say you got in. Let's say you got in somehow in this candle. So that's the 1035 candle. We'll go look at the puts at 1035 and see where are we at. 1035. There you go. So that was the low is 1150 and the high was 1230. So, and then the next candle was inside. So that could have totally worked to get in bullish here at like 12 and a stop down to 11 and just hold on for the ride. So there were some opportunities to get in, to be able to trade this and do something with it before it just went sideways. We got a massive squeeze forming on the 5-minute. The daily, we had a squeeze fire a couple days ago. So this really could continue on down. I'm not saying it can't. If it goes down some more, it'd be really nice if it holds one of these levels really well and just screams higher off of that, because that's a decent pullback for this. That's really, really a decent pullback for the price run. Right, we're already, what was it? I think it was yesterday. We're talking being down about $200. That's 10%. 200 out to 2050, but it's close enough to 20%. Down here at some of these lows, 10% down here at some of these lows. So anyway, we are below this pivot. It could mean it opens the door to some more bears coming in, but we'll just play it one day at a time and see what's happening with this. If we do something break out bullish, get in on a retest. If we do something here going bearish, be careful because it's already gone so bearish, but you could trade a retest and just let it run. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Just AMZN. Thanks.